I want to be like, just want to improve in my riding, be better, make sure that I ride a lot of work for all the trainers, so to get more support and be able to also be a champion apprentice or a champion jockey one day. So yeah, I just want to be also up there one day.
The young men and women that want to become jockeys have to start and make the decision at a very early stage of their lives, which makes it that much more difficult. Today we're talking to one of the apprentices from the South African Jockey Academy, a young man by the name of Siphesihle Hlengwa. Andrew Harrison is with me as well, but it gives me great pleasure to welcome and greet Siphesihle to the studio, the podcast studio, which is at the Summerfeld Clubhouse. Siphesihle, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, and yourself, sir?
Good, and nice to see that you and I have got the same hairstyle. a bit unlike this man.
Ah, jeez.
You've got to have a bit of thatch, otherwise you can't keep the brains warm. Yeah. That's why he's so tough.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
No, it's a pleasure to have you with us and coming to find out a lot more about you and your career. Let's talk to Andrew and wish him well and greet him. You were away up the hill doing the race card, a lot of work to do, so you couldn't make it last week, and I hope you watched the podcast with the People Syndicate. It was very good.
It was, yes, yeah. But I wasn't well last week.
Yes, and then also you did the podcast you did before that, you did on your own, and you insulted me, eh? But anyway.
Well, I got insulted afterwards too. So don't worry about it.
Okay, so we're all square. We're all square. That's fine. Andrew, nice to have you back, and lovely to be able to talk to Siphesihle Hlengwa. You know a little bit about Spe, as his nickname is, because he rides work at Ashburton. So you fire off the first question. You fire off the conversation.
Yeah, well, I wanted to find out why they called him Spare. There was a spare ride or a spare something. But why they call you Spare?
No, it's because of my name Siphesihle. So some people couldn't pronounce it, the whole name. So Mr. Ruba could try at the academy, so he just shortened it and said spare wheel.
No, I think you should sue him for defamation.
No, I'm used to it now, so I don't mind. Because also back at home, some people used to call me Spare, so it wasn't something new.
And it's certainly, it's a, what do you call it? It's a nickname that's no malice. It's just fun.
No, but most of those nicknames are funny. I mean, imagine being called Donut.
Who's Donut?
Donald.
Donald.
Okay, so everyone's got their nicknames. Spare.
Yes.
How did you find out? Were you born into a racing family? Or how did you find out about horse racing and the career of a jockey?
No, I wasn't born in a racing family. Only knew about racing when I first went to high school in grade 8, because I was pretty short. I was short. I was one of the shortest guy at school.
Okay.
So there was my math teacher. He used to go to racing in Clearwood, because where I went to school is near Clearwood, Fairville Secondary School. So he told me about it grade 8, but then I didn't know about horse racing, so I just ignored him, even the following year in grade 9 until grade 10. And then I was like, hey, this Mr. Fredericks keeps on telling me every year, so let me just research, and found out about it. Then I fell in love with it. I started watching racing, and then I told my family about it. Then they helped me to apply at the academy. I did my recruitment, and then I was accepted.
Okay. Who was your maths teacher, Mr. Fredericks?
Yes.
Okay, we must line him up for a bit.
What year did you join the Jockey Academy, Spare?
2020.
2020. Okay,
yes.
so you are therefore in your
third year.
Third year now, and How many winners have you had thus far?
8 winners.
8 winners. Okay, so we're on the way to the double digits, to 10.
Yes.
When you arrived at the academy, what was the first thought as you arrived at the South African Jockey Academy, and what went through your mind? What was the first thing that you thought?
First we went because we had a camp. They wanted to see if we like it or we're gonna cope with the academy. But then yes, cause I really wanted to be at the academy, so I really worked hard. Waking up early wasn't a problem, and then I just found it very nice, and I really wanted to come back to the academy. It was a great being with horses. First time being with horses there, and first I was scared, but then I just wanted to be on top of a horse. So yeah, it was very nice.
Yeah, I think that most people that join the academy, they're getting up early in the morning and then being chased around and do this, do that, and you got the seniors chasing you around, make coffee and all that sort of thing.
Yes.
It puts a lot of people off.
Yeah,
you need a bit of character.
Yes, but we were like at our camp. They didn't do any of those things, so we were just, we felt like we were on a holiday or.
So they probably told you stories.
Every day we didn't know about any of those things, so we only got that when we came the following year.
Now, if we fast forward the clock a little bit, you've been there for some time. Are you enjoying it?
Yes, every moment of it, I'm really enjoying it. It's just the best decision I ever made.
Did you take a long time spare to get your first ride?
No, didn't take so much time, because I had like trainers like Mr. Puller and Mr. House, which those are the trainers that gave me my first ride.
Okay.
For Mr. Puller, Iron Chef, and for Mr. House was yours, Cold Hard Cash.
Okay.
So yeah, didn't take so much.
Cold Hard Cash, where was your horse?
We had partners, but he was one of our horses, yes.
Did you win on it? No.
No, it was my first ride.
First ride.
Why are you worrying about Cold Hard Cash?
No, I was just thought.
Cold Hard Cash. Yeah, he's been
just making the connection there.
Yes,
okay.
Cold Hard Cash, absolutely. But he was our favourite horse. He was so quiet, wasn't he?
He was the best horse at track. He used to lead the babies. Just the nicest ride.
Yeah, he was the nicest. Like his owners, you see, nicest ride, nicest people, nicest horse, nicest everything. But he's now retired in Johannesburg and he's loving life, Cold Hard Cash. He's with a very special family that are loving him and looking after him like a king, as all ex-racehorses should be. Then, your first winner. Tell us who was that and tell us about that.
My first winner was for Mr. Puller. Actually, I had 2 winners in the day. So both for Mr. Puller Epi races was Etiquette and then Blue Sails.
Okay.
It was just the best thing that ever happened to me, having 2 winners in a day, and it was my first winner also. So it was just the best thing that ever happened.
So really fired you up now.
Yeah.
Did you put yourself under pressure, to ride your first winner? How did you approach that? Did you sort of say, well, I'm going to just go with the flow, when it comes, or did you put yourself under additional pressure to force that first winner?
First, did put pressure on myself to have my first winner, but then when time went by, I thought, when it comes, it will come. So I just had to be patient and then listen to the trainers that are helping me and the riding masters. And then exactly when it came, I had 2 winners. So I was like, then that's why I had to be patient, because everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you're on 8, so that just shows you how well it's
gone. I don't want to make you overconfident, but I know a lot of trainers were quite complimentary about your riding. You managed to get your seat nice and flat, and you can push. They always say you got to be able to push.
Yes, that's what they say. But then also I'm still learning, trying to improve and be better. Because Mr. Puller always helps me a lot. Every time after a race, I'll give the feedback, then he'll tell me what I need to fix and where I'm wrong. And so yeah, I'm just glad to have people like him to help me. And then to Mr. House also, when I first came to track, he really helped me at Ashburton, giving me the rides to ride a track, and taught me how to be better like a track. Yeah.
No, well, you couldn't have two better mentors. So,
Yes.
yeah, one's got a bit of a temper, the other one, I don't know. Mr. Puller can also be quite hard on you. Eh?
Yes, definitely.
But I think it's important because it is a hard sport, it is a hard game, it's a hard industry, and you have to harden up a little. You don't want to be too hard, but you have to be able to be tough.
Yeah, you've got to be mentally tough also, because you've got to take the criticism.
Yeah.
Because, when there's money at stake, and people get upset when they lose their money.
Yes.
Siphesihle, one thing that I've learnt outside of racing and in racing too is you've got to, for one to be able to grow, you've got to be prepared to listen, you've got to be prepared to learn, you've got to be prepared to better yourself. For argument's sake, with my new hobby, this going to the gym and boxing classes and all the rest of it, I mean, from the first time I walked in there was a whole host of us, and some of the guys think, well, I don't need to listen, I don't need to learn, I know how to do this, and they're not there anymore. But the 6 or 7 of us that are listening, learning, you see the progression. The point I'm trying to get to is, have you taken that stance, have you taken that attitude that you had to learn and you had to work hard because you want to improve?
Yes. I've taught myself to do that and listen, because that's why we have people like riding masters and the trainers, because they're here to help us and make sure that we go forward, we improve, and we become better people. So yeah.
Tell him, going back to boxing,
Yes.
have you got a long reach, or did you just run away? Because I see your beak is still intact.
My beak is still intact. I've got an exceptionally long reach, and they can't get to me.
Oh, that's what I thought. Yeah.
But I don't fight. I'm not a fighter. But if I need to, I will. But I have got a very long reach and a very big, strong fist, as you can see. Mr. Bailey has since left the South African Jockey Academy. How do you feel about that?
It wasn't like Mr. Bailey. I used to, every time during the weekends, he used to be at the workshop, so I used to go there, sometimes help him out with when he was fixing his car and all that. So I became a bit closer to him, because he also gave me advice and all that. So I'm not quite happy that he's gone.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but then he's just a nice person. He gave me advice about all the things that I wanted to know, and he taught me.
Did he teach you how to service a car?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sending mine around to you.
Because I loved fixing cars. So, because back at school, before I came here, I wanted to become a mechanical engineer. So every time when he was there doing that, I went there and helped him. So yes, I'm just happy for his retired, that he get a rest, but I know he won't rest. But yeah, I'm just happy for the advice that he gave me.
I was looking at his Facebook page the other day. He's busy with the grandkids already, building wooden houses and toys and things, and he won't, as you say, he won't get a rest because he's always on his toes. But he deserves to retire. He's his health, as we heard on the podcast, he had a bit of a health scare, and it's now time for him to go and enjoy his family and to go and enjoy his retirement. So we miss Graham, for sure, we miss him. Just to change the subject for a second, isn't it nice always at this time of the year to see the visitors here? Nice to have Candice Bass Robinson, Sean Terry, the photographers and the team from Cape Town, Joburg are here. Lovely time of the year, it's the end of the season, and nice to have the visitors.
And I saw Mike de Kock and his mountain goat friend at Scottsville yesterday.
Spencer Cook?
No.
Who's his mountain goat friend?
Justin Snaith.
Okay. I'm sure Justin's got your cell phone number. So yes, nice to have the visitors in town as always. We're going to talk about the big day on Saturday. Sunday is the close or the last meeting of the season. Back to you, Siphesihle. Your weight. Weight problems. What's the lightest, heaviest? Tell us about your weight and your eating habits.
My weight is not really a problem, but I have to maintain it because I'm tall. I have to try keep it as low as possible. My bottom weight is 49 because I can't really ride 48, and I have to really maintain it, and I have to listen to the dietitian at the academy and be able to maintain it. But also, like Mr. Puller, he gives me advice about weight because also he had he wasn't a lightweight jockey, so every time he tells me what to do and what not to eat. So yes, it's not quite really a problem.
Yeah, well, next time he gives you advice on weight, ask him about stewed apples and brown rice.
I'm sure he must have told you that story already about the stewed apples and brown rice.
No,
even I know that story. You must go and speak to him about the stewed apples and brown rice.
He had to ride 49 in the July.
Yeah.
And that's what he lived on for about 3 weeks to get his weight down. Yeah.
Sure.
Bush Telegraph.
What's the last thing you do when you go to bed at night? Your days come to a close. What's the last thing that you do before you put the light out to go to sleep?
Checks his phone.
No. Before I sleep, I pray.
Okay, you say your prayers before you go to sleep.
Yes.
Okay, and then in the morning, first thing when you wake up?
Also thank God that I've woken up and all that.
Okay, fantastic.
So you grew up in Mlazi?
Yes.
It's a pretty hard place to grow up.
Yeah. It's not a easy place to grow up to. No, but most of the time I wasn't at Mlazi because I went to school in Wentworth.
Okay.
So the time I spent there was when I came back from school and during the weekends.
Okay. You any brothers and sisters?
I have sisters.
Sisters?
Yeah, only sisters.
Are you the
I'm
only
the
boy in the
boy.
family?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can get them
See,
to the academy,
That's why he's bald, you see. That's why he's a bit like me. I've only got girls at home too. And how are they? Older, younger?
Yeah, they're older than me. Yeah, I'm the last born.
So you're the youngest brother. I hope they look after you.
Yes, yeah, they definitely.
And the rest of your family, your mom and dad, are they still about?
No, my mom and dad passed away.
Oh, shame.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went to stay with my auntie and my grandmother.
Okay.
And then my two cousins also.
Okay. And you obviously you're still close to them and you communicate with them. You see them often.
Yeah, every time because they really helped me a lot. They were part of helping me becoming the person I am today and being here at the academy. So I'm really grateful for them. They really helped me a lot.
Do you have a favorite horse? Who's your favorite horse that you've ridden in a race?
I'd say it's Etiquette.
Etiquette, because obviously that was your first winner.
First winner, yeah.
Your favorite horse at track?
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Are there a lot of them, huh?
There's
a lot. That's fine. And then the last favorite horse question is, in racing, I mean, which horse do you enjoy watching run? I mean, maybe there's a lot of them too, but just give us one or two horses that you don't ride, that might not even be trained in KZN, but one or two horses that you love. To support, I should say, because you love all the horses.
Yes. The one that I really like, it's not from South Africa, in England.
Yes.
Paid, the one that just.
Did you watch yesterday?
Yeah. It's really, I think it's a very nice horse, and
those are the ones that are pleasure to ride because you don't have to do anything. You just aim them.
Aim and fire.
Yes.
Yeah, aim and fire.
Yeah, that's a nice horse. I really like that horse, and in South Africa, I'd say it's Sparkling Water.
Okay, fantastic. Siphesihle, you sitting and talking to you can see by your whole attitude and your whole demeanor that you're a very quiet, reserved person, which is fantastic. Who's the noisiest apprentice at the academy?
Donald.
Can that be so?
Yes, have you heard him ride working?
Is he a noisy character?
He sings all the way down the track.
Yeah, Donald.
Donald, he sings.
He's the noisiest, eh? Sure.
He makes a lot of noise.
Makes a lot of noise, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, you go.
Donald the donut.
I wouldn't have expected that. Who's the noisiest in the jockey room?
I
think
not
I know.
sure. There's a lot of
There's
them.
a lot of them that are noisy in the jockey room. Okay. Does Sean Veal form part of that equation?
Yes.
Yeah. Sean, he I think my very first winner in my colours, Sean rode. So him and I go back many years. A likeable young man, and he certainly is a loud character.
You do kit, and whose kit do you do?
Smanga.
Samanga. Okay, now you know why sparkling.
No, you know
what?
what? I'm sure you got a nice bonus. I'm sure you
Yeah.
got a nice bonus from Samanga, and yeah, okay. And your goals and you know, what do you want for the future? What are you looking for? What are you waiting for? What can we expect from Mr. Hlengwa?
I want to be like, just want to improve in my riding, be better, make sure that I ride a lot of work for all the trainers, so to get more support and be able to also be a champion apprentice or a champion jockey one day. So yeah, I just want to be also up there one day.
Well, as far as I'm listening to him, you've got the right attitude.
Yeah, he has
Just keep it up,
definitely has got the right attitude. That was going to be my next thing. Is don't let your attitude change, because there's no reason for the attitude to change. No matter how successful or how unsuccessful one may be, there's no need for any attitude.
Yeah, well, you look at the top jockeys; they're always dedicated. You know, Anton Marcus, Keegan de Mello, all those they're focused on what they do.
And you can talk to them. I mean, they're not.
Yeah.
You know, you can talk to them. They can sit and have a cup of coffee with them. There's no need to have airs and graces. So make sure you keep your feet on the ground, as I'm sure they've always told you that at the South African Jockey Academy, a fine establishment that have produced champions after champions over the decades. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about the Gold Cup race meeting, because there's some cracking racing. Do you have a selection for the Gold Cup? Do you like a horse? Who are you going to be cheering home in the Gold Cup, seeing that you're unfortunately not riding on the day?
I'd say it's Nebras.
Nebras, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, Nebras.
Oh no, he's a favourite jockey, isn't he?
Nebras, Sean Terry. Okay.
No.
But let's quickly, Andrew, go through it and tell the viewers that it's the Marshall's World of Sport Gold Cup Day, and plenty of racing action. The first race is the Marshall's World of Sport Dali Arabian. It's a listed event over 1,600 metres. And have you got your tippings there?
No, I've got my guesses, but I can remember them for a change.
Okay,
Yeah.
you can remember them for the change. Good. Who did you
I
select
don't
for
know,
first? What you
100,000
liked?
tips for Hong Kong. Silvano's timer. I think he won well on the poly first time up, and I think this might be his game.
The trainer was interviewed this morning, Dean Kaname, and he said Silvano's time is in a very good space. So if you like him, you back him.
Yeah.
I've got healthy respect for horse number 6 Reunion. I think the pacifiers did the trick last time, and they'll do more of a trick this time. The second race is the Pro Sport International Debutant. It's a Group 2 presented by Gagasi. 1,200 metres is the distance of the race, and this horse, Gobsmacked, the unbeaten Gobsmacked, looks to be the one to beat.
Yeah, I think he looks like the best bet on the card.
Okay, number 10, Ride On, has to be respected and is in a good space after doing the interviews this morning. And the horse number 4, Ode to the Ocean, who I have a share in. The report there is that she's doing well. She travels into the province today, and they do think she'll run a fair race.
What happened last time?
Pulled a back muscle in the soft going and got bowled out the pens.
Okay, so we got an excuse.
Draw a line
there.
right through that. She got injured quite badly, and it's taken a long time to get her back. But she's back, and as good as she was before she stopped. The third race is the Epol Umkamazi Stakes, a Group 2 event over 1,200 metres. Very, very tough racing. I don't know, just a horse that I like is Mercantor, but it's by no means a good thing.
Yeah, Mercantor and Form Gear, those are the two I went for. Yeah.
Siphesihle, we haven't not ignoring you. We're just quickly going through the runners. You relax and enjoy yourself, and we'll come back to you in a moment. The fourth race is the Group 1 Tequini Stakes for R500,000. Sean Terry's Time for Orchards, the Time Thief filly, is the one that I quite like. Bless My Stars won by 6.5 lengths, could have been 16 lengths. Those are my two, and I respect number 8, none other.
Yeah, I thought Amina, she won very well the last time, but she's drawn 14, which put me off completely. But I think Daryl Moore might have a say here with Canadian Summer. I think she's fairly good.
Okay, the fifth race is the Premier's Champion Stakes. It's a Group 1 event over 1,600 metres. Quantum Theory gets my vote, but my oh my, there's a lot that can win, Andrew.
Yeah, I think I like Prophet. I thought he ran a good race from a bad draw last time. I think Cornet Spist tends to get them right on the day. And I feel Cousin Casey, I mean, he won very well last time.
Well, Cousin Casey, certainly did win very well last time.
I like Countdown, but also drawn 13 each.
Yeah, lots in with chances there. The Mercury Sprint, how's this for the renewal of the Mercury Sprint? What a cracking field.
Yeah, I hope Captain Ransom stands her ground, though.
Yes.
I think they gave her a final gallop this morning.
They
apparently.
did.
Did they make up their minds?
I don't know. At this point in time, I don't know.
I like Elysian Chief. I thought he won very well last time. And I think he's the type of horse that I like Gravel.
Okay, but a very tough race where there are many in with chances. Now, the Gold Cup, the Marshall's World of Sport Gold Cup, 750,000 Rand, a Group 3 event over 3,200 metres. It'll be running at 4:05. Everybody's talking Nebraska, including Siphesihle Hlengwa. I like the stable companion. I think Blackthorn is going to reel off the hat-trick and going to end Hollywood's season on a huge high.
Yeah, I think, but for these weights, I think Nebraska's slungen. Even though I think Blackthorn is right up close to him. And I think my outside choice for the race is Chalima. I think going the trip for the first time, but I think Glenn Cotson's horses have come well.
Let's move on to the Hong Kong Jockey Club World Pool Champions Cup. R1,000,000 they're going to race for. I'm big in the camp of Jet Dark. I saw him this morning here at Summerveld. He looked tuned to the second.
Right, yeah. No, I like him too. I think he ran a cracking race in the July. I mean, he gave the winner, 6.5 kilos. Got to beat Comedy Ding.
There was a bit of a debate this morning at the track about Comedy Ding. So you like Comedy Ding?
Yeah, well, if you look at the weights, I mean, he beat Jet Dark in the Met at level weights. So, in the July he was giving weight I can't remember what those things are, but yeah, he's definitely got a chance on his best day, best form.
Gold Bracelet is the 9th race. Pink Tourmaline was good to me last time. I'm going to be with her again, but healthy respect for Marina.
Yeah, I think Marina's the one to beat, but Pink Tourmaline, she's a big horse. She's a giant of a filly. And I think big horses like Gravel for some reason.
Okay. The 10th and final race is the Marshall's World of Sport Umgani Handicap. It's a listed event. Very, very, very tough race. Narrowly in the camp of After the Rain, but also quite respect Pray for Rain. So I'm going for the 2 Rain horses. After the Rain, Pray for Rain.
I think After the Rain, that grey horse of Gareth Van Zyl.
Yes.
Yeah. Goes like the clappers and it doesn't stop. So for me, that's the one to beat.
And it's the last race meeting of the South African season, because then they race.
There's one more at Kenilworth.
Yes, on Sunday. It's the last race meeting in KZN.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then of course it's Kenilworth on Sunday, and then the season's over. What's been the highlight of your season, Siphesihle?
Just to have winners during the season.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just happy that I could have winners during the season and also be seen by other trainers. Yeah, that's
from Andrew and I and the whole Gold Circle team and the podcast team. We're not closing up yet. We're going to wish you all the very best, and we hope that you go from strength to strength.
Thank you very much.
We forgot to mention World Sport Pools, Hong Kong.
Talk to us about that.
We're betting into we're commingling with Hong Kong.
Yes.
So you can get backed into a win pool of about 6 million.
Okay.
The place pools are around about 4 or 5 million.
Big money to be made.
It's big money. So you can put your 20 rand on and you won't affect the payout. So,
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so that's the big pools for the big day.
so no, we got to get the people punting.
Absolutely. Siphesihle, thank you very much for your time. And as I say, stay humble, stay quiet, keep doing your business, and let the rides do the talking. And we just wish you many, many more happy memories and many more happy winners.
Yep,
Okay.
we'll follow you closely.
We certainly
you
will
very
follow
much.
you closely indeed. Okay,
you.
that's Siphesihle Hlengwa, who is part of the South African Jockey Academy. And of course, before we wrap, there's a new Gallup website. Have you seen that website?
I did it, so you've got your ugly mug in it.
Has it?
Yeah, boo.
Okay, well then it must be a brilliant website then. How come it's got my ugly mug in it?
I don't know, some bloody buggered it up.
Okay, all right. So it's the www.gallup.co.za. www, as they call it on the radio, wobble you. It irritates the daylights out of me. It's a there's no such thing as wobble you. What's a wobble you? Can you tell me what's a wobble you?
I don't know what. Get a
It's like
wobbly when you walk out the pub.
It's like that big road intersection there by the pavilion, Spaghetti Junction. Have you heard of Spaghetti Junction?
Junction.
I thought it was Spaghetti Junction.
No, it's not. It's EB Kluti Junction.
Okay, so yeah, and it's we say it all the. I've got Twitter, but some people I know have got Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
When you're going back to that website, I
Yes.
actually checked. It's got a wealth of information on it. It's
Brilliant.
a one-stop show. Yeah.
yeah, it is fantastic. www.gallup.co.za. Go and enjoy it. You do have to log in. There's no charge. I just want your name, surname, ID number, address, or whatever, just basic information, terms and conditions, and in you go. It's an absolutely fantastic website, so go and enjoy it. A lot of hard work has gone into that website. From Andrew Harrison, Warren Lenferna, Siphesihle Hlengwa, Tawanda Taravinga, and he may be a mini, but he rides like a Porsche. We wish you all the very best. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you, as always, in the number one box.